이대로라면 자본주의가 끝납니다. 라고 빌 에크먼이 외친 이유는 무엇일까요? 반전이 있고요. 저는 김단태입니다. 오늘 주인공은 바로 빌 에크먼이고요. 1966년 뉴욕 출생이고 하버드에서 학사와 MBA를 했습니다. 퍼리싱 스퀘어라는 자신만의 회사를 운영을 하고 있고요. 현재 재산은 2.2조 원 정도 되고 2019년 수익률이 58%예요. 15년에 포브스지에서는 그를 아예 베이비 버핏이라고 표현을 할 정도였습니다. 2016년과 17년에는 슬럼프를 겪기도 하고요. 은둔 생활을 하다가 최근에 다시 언론에 적극적으로 나타나기 시작했습니다. 그의 속내에는 무엇이 있을까요? 빌 에크먼 스스로도 워렌 버핏을 정말 존경을 해서 지금으로부터 약 25년 전에 버크셔 해서웨이 주총에 나타나기도 했어요. 여기 화살표 보시면 빌 에크먼이 있습니다. 빌 에크먼은 행동주의 투자자로 아주 유명하고요. 주로 하는 것들이 뭐냐면 그 회사의 지분을 주식을 산 다음에 경영권을 간섭하는 거예요. 관련돼서는 한번 슈카몰드 영상을 보시는 게 더 좋을 것 같습니다. 우리나라에서 행동주의 펀드 하면 아마 엘리엇이 가장 유명한 것 같죠. 넷플릭스에 보면 제로베팅 게임이라는 다큐멘터리가 있는데 그 다큐멘터리의 주인공도 빌 에크먼입니다. 이 다큐멘터리가 허벌라이프라는 회사를 공매도를 하는 이야기예요. 빌 에크먼이 이 회사는 망해야 된다고 공개적인 연설을 합니다. 그러면서 일어나는 아주 재밌는 이야기예요. 서론이 길었습니다. 그럼 인터뷰 보시죠.
I do right now, though, want to bring in Bill Ackman on the phone. He took to Twitter today to urge the president to take more dramatic measures to stop the spread of the virus. Bill, I thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Scott.
A number of ideas you put forth. I'm going to read one of them for our viewers to start. Mr. President, the only answer is to shut down the country for the next 30 days and close the borders, you say. Tell all Americans that you are putting us on an extended spring break at home with family, keeping only essential services open. The government pays wages until we reopen. I know from our conversations that you have been worried for some time. How did it manifest today with these tweets and going public?
Well, maybe just a little bit of context. You know, I'm an optimist, but beginning in, late January, I was getting increasingly bearish, and I woke up with a nightmare. And my nightmare was you have this virus that replicates and infects incredibly rapidly. You know, each person infects 2.5 people, each of whom infect 2.5 people. You know, 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 16, 16, 256, 65,000. You get to just massive, massive numbers. I'm watching this thing roll out in China. It kills, 1 to 2% of the people. In China, the number's been closer to 4. People think that's because the health system's been overwhelmed, but 1 to 2% means friends and family are going to die. The concentration was, the effect for sort of older people, and you have a virus. The other thing that really scared me is, unlike the flu, where when you're sick, you know you have it, here you go as much as 2 weeks without showing any symptoms, or maybe a little bit of a cold. Meanwhile, you're incredibly infectious. And I thought the combination of that, the virus lives on surfaces for as much as 9 days, if we believe what we're reading, means this thing can spread everywhere. And when China shut down Wuhan, they told people, 12 hours from now, we're going to shut down Wuhan. Well, what happened? 5 million people left Wuhan. And 5 million people dispersed around China, and 5 million people dispersed around the world. And it seeded the virus. And I think people are just not used to thinking about exponential compounding on a daily basis. In the beginning, you don't see anything. And I think the fact it sort of, people press reports that it only killed old people, it only killed sick people. I think it made most of the country not particularly concerned. I think the fact that, 99% of the people lived made most of the people not concerned. The fact that it was in China and it was like far away, and, Chinese have unusual dietary, habits. They eat some things we don't eat. I just think all of these things made people not take it seriously. But, when I did the math, I said, the laws of probability tell me this thing is going to be everywhere. Everyone, 50% of the world is going to get infected. And I sort of rolled this thing forward, and I said, it's just a matter of time.
Do you take comfort in some of the steps that have been taken? It certainly appears as though our response now from a federal level is much better than it was initially. I think we can all admit and take comfort that it is ramped up now. What about the steps that have been taken? The city in which you live is considering a shelter-in-home, declaration.
I think Governor Cuomo has done a superb job, and I think the White House, the president, the vice president are finally taking a lot of the necessary steps, but it's not enough. And the reason why it's not enough is the only way what's going to happen if we continue the way we are operating is until a vaccine is manufactured, distributed, and injected, we will go through a depression-era period in the country, and millions of people will die around the globe, and as many as 1 million Americans are going to die. And it's just math, okay? And the problem is, if you lock down New York, what will happen is Governor Cuomo will say, okay, we're locking down New York. There was a rumor of that. So what did everyone do? Everyone got out of New York, okay, went somewhere else, because no one wants to be locked down. And they spread the virus. And they're not doing it, to cause anyone harm. They just don't even know that they're infected. And by the way, you look at the data from Korea, there's some very interesting evidence that suggests that people from 20 to 30 are the massive spreaders. The so-called R0, the reproduction number of the virus, I think is much higher, particularly in that group of people. So you have a group of people that are 20 to 30, the millennials, they're going out, they're having fun, they don't feel sick, not afraid of anything, and they are spreading this everywhere. And by the way, when the colleges shut down, they all go on spring break, and they spread it everywhere. And so I think there's a very high probability that millions of Americans have the virus. And as we heard on the president's announcement, and this is, if you actually follow Twitter, this was out a few days ago, it's killing young people. It's killing healthy people, right? And I think if originally what happened, if this broke out in New York and it was killing babies, the country would not have taken the approach it has taken. But that is the approach that we have to take. Assume it's going to kill your child. Let's assume it's got a 1 in 50 chance of killing your child and operate accordingly. So the very simple answer is, and by the way, it's happening, the mental model I used is by February, Chinatown, in my view, was a microcosm for the country. What happened in Chinatown? Well, the one thing people did is they stopped going to Chinatown because they were afraid of, maybe people coming home from China and they didn't want to eat Chinese food. Okay, so Chinatown, restaurant revenues went down 50, 60, 70, 80%. And what happens? Well, the busboy loses his job. The guy doing dishes, the waiters lose their job. The number 2 chef, the chef, the owner has to shut the place. The suppliers stop, providing supplies, right? The banks that lend to that community start getting defaulted on loans. Every landlord in China has gotten a call from their tenant who says, I'm sorry, I can't pay rent. I have no revenues coming in. And I said, look, this is a model for the country. And that's happening now, right? The canary in the coal mine. And
방금 탄광 속 카나리아라는 단어가 나왔는데 보통 광부들이 탄광에 들어갈 때 유독가스에 민감한 카나리아를 같이 대동한다고 합니다. 왜냐하면 유독가스가 나오면 카나리아가 먼저 소리를 낼 테니까요. 그것처럼 빌 에크먼은 차이나타운이 이 미국 전체의 카나리아라고 생각을 하는 거죠. 차이나타운에서 일어난 일들이 결국에는 미국 전역에 일어날 것임을 암시하고 있는 거라고 할 수 있습니다.
By the way, it's not just, and the other thing that happens, of course, the entrepreneur that owns 10 Chinese restaurants in Chinatown, okay, he's also devastated. So it starts with the bottom and it works its way through to the top, okay? And the same thing's happening right now in our country, right? It starts with the guy who owns a Embassy Suites hotel, okay? He's wiped out, right? He's got, when you go from 80% occupied to 0, okay, you're toast. You go down to 50%, you're toast, but you're certainly toast when you go to 0. So he defaults. But now, take a look at Hilton stock. We're a major shareholder of Hilton. Hilton is the canary in the coal mine. This is an incredibly well-capitalized, amazing, dominant global company that actually doesn't own many hotels. It just collects royalties. It's down from like 120 to 50. Okay, it's going to 0. Okay, along with every other hotel company in the world. Park Hotels and Resorts. This, stock's down from 33 to 4. This is a spin-off from Hilton. Why is it down from 33 to 4? Because every hotel is going to be shut down in the country. Every one.
Hang on just 1 second. You say Hilton is going to 0? I mean...
Again, I'm a major shareholder. What I'm saying is, if we allow this to continue the way we allow it to continue, okay, every hotel company in the world, okay, is done. Okay, because no business can survive a period of 18 months without revenue. Okay, and stick with me, and that's what happens. Okay, if you operate the way we're operating now. Okay, now let me give you. So that's a very, very bearish thought. Okay, and I've been super bearish, but I got bullish. Okay, and the reason why I got bullish, and I've been aggressively buying stocks, including Hilton today. Okay, and I've been buying all the way down. Hilton, restaurant brands, Starbucks, walk your way through the only stocks I'm not buying are companies who are on the board and I'm restricted. But the reason why is the only answer for the world is to shut the world for 30 days. Okay, it's so simple. Okay, and it's happening. It's happening slowly on a rolling basis, country by country. But if you take the model from China, what do we learn from China? The thing got out of control. They had no warning. Okay, but the Chinese took incredibly aggressive measures and they shut the economy. They absolutely shut the economy in Wuhan. They shut the economy anywhere there was a virus, and they shut the economy for weeks, and then they're gradually reopening the economy. And the Chinese are incredibly disciplined. They wear masks. They practice social distancing, and President Xi is now toggling between controlling the spread of the virus and reopening the economy. Okay, and that can work. And you look at how South Korea has handled this, and how Singapore has handled this. But you need a global effort where every country in the world at the same time says, for the next 30 days, it's basically spend time with your family. My Twitter feed, last time I tweeted was probably a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I said, President, all that has to happen is the president goes on TV. By the way, he doesn't need anyone else by his side. He goes on TV, he sits down with, in front of the American people, and he says, here's what we need to do to defeat the virus. We got an invisible, silent, deadly enemy. Okay, how do we kill it? Everyone just goes home. You sit on the couch. Just stick with me for a second. You sit on the couch. You watch Netflix. You order in Chipotle, and you stay there for a month, and you spend time with your loved ones. Okay, and the virus will die.
자, 여기서 치폴레가 나왔는데요. 치폴레는 멕시칸 레스토랑 같은 건데 사실 우리나라에는 별로 없어요. 근데 미국 전역에는 꽤 많이 깔려 있습니다. 맥도날드인데 이제 멕시칸 음식들이 나오는 거고요. 우리나라에서 굳이 비슷한 걸 찾아보면 강남역 8번 출구에 있는 쿠차라라는 레스토랑이 있는데 그게 비슷하지 않은가 생각을 합니다. 근데 왜 하필이면 수많은 음식점 중에 치폴레를 얘기했을까요? 그 이유는 빌 에크먼이 치폴레에 투자를 했기 때문입니다. PPL이죠.
Okay, and during that period of time, the federal government steps in and supports every American that needs help. We have a rent holiday. No one needs to collect any rent. No one needs to collect any interest. No one needs to collect any taxes. The government, mails checks to people so that people can pay for food. You keep grocery stores open. You keep the drug stores open. You keep fast food open because people get tired of mom's cooking after a couple of weeks. And then anyone who's out in the public domain wears masks, minimizes interactions, and in a month we're done with this. And by the way, the country survives, the economy survives. If we do this, we're just incrementally over time until there's a vaccine, we're done. Okay, and what will happen is, the hotel industry and the restaurant industry will go bankrupt first. Boeing is, on the brink. Boeing will not survive without a government bailout. Okay, so look at airline industry, auto industry, restaurant industry, hotel industry. Capitalism does not work in an 18-month shutdown. Capitalism can work in a 30-day shutdown. And we got to do the 30-day shutdown. And if the president has to bring out the National Guard to keep people in their homes, which I don't think he will need to do, he should do it.
영상 잘 보셨나요? 코로나 바이러스에 대한 언급들, 멘트들이 보면 좀 과장되어 있는 면도 있어요. 그래서 저는 여러분들이 빌 에크먼의 이야기를 들었을 때 그가 행동주의 투자자고 퍼포먼스를 즐겨하는 사람이라는 것을 염두에 두었으면 좋겠습니다. 그의 목적이 뭔지를 생각을 해보죠. 결국 빌의 목적은 뭐냐면 코로나 바이러스에 대해서 강력한 정부의 대응을 이끌어내는 것이겠죠. 그래서 뭐 미국이고 나발이고 전 세계 그냥 30일 다 봉쇄하자. 바이러스 사라질 거다. 아주 극단적인 얘기를 하죠. 그런데 자, 극단적인 행동을 촉구하기 위해서는 결국 극단적인 단어들을 사용하고 공포를 이끌어내야 대중의 지지를 얻을 수 있겠죠. 그래서 큰 그림이 있었다고 할 수 있죠. 그런데 정작 그는 뭘 하고 있죠? 그는 지금 시장에 약 3조 원 이상을 베팅하고 있습니다. 그의 펀드 전체 사이즈가 한 80억 달러 정도 되거든요. 근데 80억 달러, 자신의 자금의 한 3분의 1 가량을 마구 사고 있어요. 이건 무슨 얘기냐면 빌 에크먼 스스로도 코로나 바이러스에 대해서는 상당히 긍정적으로 어떻게 보면 본다라는 겁니다. 그래서 여러분들이 빌 에크먼 같은 사람들의 인터뷰를 볼 때 이 사람이 말할 때 그 행간에 어떤 숨겨진 의미가 있는지도 한번 보시고 생각을 해 보셨으면 좋겠습니다. 자, 그리고 제가 빌 에크먼 영상을 딱 업로드를 하려고 봤는데 빌 에크먼의 스캔들이 터졌어요. 지금 잔뜩 무서운 얘기를 해놓고 하락 배팅을 한 거예요. 빌 에크먼이. 그래서 100배를 벌었는데 이거는 어떻게 된 일인지 다음번에 정리를 해보도록 하겠습니다. 그러면 다음 영상을 보시려면 구독도 하시고 좋아요도 하시고 알림 설정까지 하셔야겠죠. 다음번에 뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.